Hello everyone, welcome to Study IQ IS English channel. My name is Shubham Sagar and today we'll talk about input tax credit in GST. See, understand one thing. Generally when we talk about GST, Goods and Services Tax, GST Council, people try to mug up facts related to input tax credit as well. Many people, like I have taught so many students and I can tell you, 90 out of 100 students, they don't know the basic concept of input tax credit. Once we are done with this article which published on Hindu on 26 June 2025, via this particular article, we will try to understand the tougher concepts related to GST, including input tax credit via certain example, plus also some other stuff related to GST Council, like when you talk about the weightage, how much weightage central government has when it comes to casting votes in GST Council, state government, and then how much votes is actually required, how that pans out, 33%, 67%, 75%, what these numbers are. We'll take some example, we'll understand it. Once we are done with this particular, article, you will understand most of the concepts related to GST. Cool. So what is the discussion which is going on in like June 2025 related to GST Council? Ideally, GST Council, which is a constitutional body created under Article 279A, I have made another video on Article 279A, you can have a look at it. They should meet quarterly, every 3 months. But from last 6 months, they have not met and the discussions are going on that they will be meeting next month, that is July 2025. They should meet once in 3 months. So now the talks is under GST, there are different tax slabs, 0%, 5%, 12%, 18%, 28%. And the discussion is to do away or to minimize items in this 12% tax slab. Because what is the basic premise of GST? The basic premise of GST is one nation, one tax. But when you are having so many tax slabs inside GST, you're not fulfilling that particular promise of one nation, one tax. So we need to minimize these tax slab, and the government is thinking about minimizing or eliminating 12% tax slab. But the author is saying that eliminating 12% tax slab altogether is very difficult. What government can do right now is they can transfer items from 12% to 5% or from 18% to 12%. That's what they can do. Slowly and gradually, we have to do away with this 12% tax slab. Then comes other issues. The issue of input tax credit. What is the issue of input tax credit? The items which are there in 12% slab, that is GST slab, they enjoy input tax credit, and 5% tax slab, GST slab, they don't enjoy. Most of the goods don't enjoy input tax credit. Now, what is the basic meaning of input tax credit? Let's try to understand it. Let's say you are a manufacturer, you are producing some goods. On those particular goods, you are producing some goods. So you will buy raw material, you will buy input. So when you have bought input, you paid GST, let's say 100 rupees. You paid GST 100 rupees. And then when you have produced the final good, that is output, again you will pay some GST. Let's say the GST right now is, you have to pay is 150 rupees. But since you have already paid 100 rupee GST on input, so now you have to pay only rupees 50 at the end. This 100 rupee which you have already paid in the input, raw materials when you have purchased, that is your input, you can understand input tax credit. Again, if you did not understand it, I will show you the whole example again. You will understand each and everything. Just be with me. This is an important article. So many prelims, mains question have been asked on GST. So anything and everything related to GST becomes very important. So what is the news going on? That GST Council, which is supposed to be meeting every 3 months, they have not met for last 6 months, and it is said that they will be meeting next month in July. Main agenda, this 12% GST slab. GST, Goods and Services Tax, indirect tax, destination based tax. Remember these words. The council will deliberate on minimizing, eliminating 12% GST slab. Again, author is saying that elimination will not be possible right now. They can. Eliminating the 12% slab would leave GST rates at 0, 5, 18 and 28, excluding question mark. Why put a question mark here? Because there are certain goods, let's say diamond, etc., which go beyond that. There are certain cess and surcharge which is also applied on some goods. So there will be some exception, but more or less, if we eliminate this 12% tax slab in GST, we are left with 0, 5, 18 and 28. Oh my God. Okay. So now, likely approach, complete removal, complete elimination of 12% tax slab is little tough. So we have to do it in a gradual manner, 12% to 5%, 18% to 12%. Now, moving items to these, that's what they're saying, moving items to 5% slab may harm manufacturers because loss of input tax credit. I'm just told you what happens. So if you have bought some raw materials, then you will pay some GST, 100 rupees. If you are selling, if you have selling those outputs or, the finished good, then also you have to pay GST to the government. In that scenario, that GST which you have already paid on the raw materials, you won't be paying that amount. So let's say you have to pay 150 rupees on output, or like GST on output, then you'll be paying only 50 rupees if you have paid already 100 rupees on input, the GST. Okay, again, I can understand how confusing it is becoming and why there is an issue here that if, let's say, goods are getting transferred from 12% tax slab to 5% tax slab on goods which are there in 5% GST slab, most of these goods do not enjoy this input tax credit. So maybe they have to pay more taxes then. Maybe the price of goods will increase in that scenario. So these are some conundrums which you have to understand. First of all, let's try to understand input tax credit, which is the core fulcrum of this particular video. So input tax credit means reducing the tax you have already paid on inputs. If you have already paid GST on input, that tax will be excluded from your output. So this is the example we are talking about. You purchase raw material, pay 1000 rupees as GST. You manufacture and sell a product and need to pay 1500 as GST. Then what will happen? You will only pay 500 because you have already paid 1000 rupees on the raw material, that is your input. Hope I'm making some sense here. So that is your input tax credit that you cannot avail if your goods come under the bracket of 5% tax slab. And then what will happen? Since you will be paying tax on both input side and output side, so maybe the price of your goods will increase. That is the apprehension here. Item tax at 12% or more usually allow full ITC, input tax credit. Items moved to 5% may not allow ITC. Since they are paying taxes 2 times now, so the prices of goods will increase. So all in all, it won't serve purpose much if we are moving from 12% to 5%. Government has to think about this. This can hurt manufacturers who lose credit for GST paid on raw materials. Then they are paying GST on input also and output also. It might increase the actual cost. Hope you understood this. So this is one basic thing which you have to understand. The second basic thing is related to GST Council and how voting happens. For that also, we'll take some examples because these are key areas which you need to know. You cannot just mug it up. GST required to meet every 3 months, but that has not happened. Now, GST Council, these are the things which are important from exam perspective. Created under Article 279A, as I've already told you. I've already made a video on Article 279A. If you want to watch that, you can watch that. And also this, via which particular constitutional amendment? Amendment is also there in GS Mains Paper 2. Very important, 101. Cool. Now, members. So you have chairperson, union finance minister. Sometimes they can give you this, that chairperson is union, like prime minister of our country. And you may feel like GST Council is so important, always remains in news. So maybe prime minister sir is the head, but that is wrong. Finance minister is the head. Nirmala Sitharaman. Members, you can see here, ministers of state for finance, finance minister of like state and union territory having legislature. Now let's try to understand the voting pattern. You may have heard certain things like 75% votes needed for resolution to pass through. Then voting, like center, they have 33% weightage. States, they have 67% weightage. How that whole thing pans out? For that, let's take an example. Let's say one center representative, let's say Nirmala Sitharaman ma'am, and 29 representative from states they come. So now there is total vote which is 30 votes, fine. So now if a resolution has to pass through, it has to get 75% of 30. It's 75% of 30 is approximately 22 point something. That means 23 votes are needed. Now, if we go by the weightage criteria, finance minister has 33% weightage. That means finance minister, like center rather, has 10 votes here in this case, where you have total 30 votes. And state, they have 20 votes. If center passes this resolution, like all votes, 10 votes, even then this will not get passed because you need 23 votes. Even if all states come together, they pass this resolution, then also you only have 20 votes, you need 23. So basic premise is cooperative federalism is needed. Both state and center, they have to come together if they want to pass a particular resolution. Let me show you what I'm saying here. Functions of GST Council. GST rates, how much will be the rates, exemptions, exceptions, special rate, you can see here. Decision making process, this is what we are talking about. Apart from input tax credit, many people don't understand how this whole decision making process works, and that's what we are discussing. If you understood it, you can post it in the comment section that, sir, I understood what you meant by input tax credit and this whole decision making process. Each decision requires 75% approval, weightage is central government 33 and state government, like this is a recurring decimal, 33.3333, 66.6666. So you can understand what I'm saying. So now this is the example I'm talking. Let's say 30 members are present, 1 from center and 29 state. Then how much vote is needed? 75% of 30, that is around 23 votes. And center has 10 votes. Why? Because they have 33% weightage. 33.333 of 10 is means 10, like 30 is 10. States have 66.667% weightage. 66.6666 or 2/3 of 30 is 20 votes. Fine. To reach 23, center must support the decision. Like, it's not like only center can do whatever they want to do. They have only 10 votes. We need 23. So both center and states have to come together in different permutation and combination, and then only this whole thing will be getting passed. So hope you understood this. If you understood this, please post it in the comment section. Now, this is first question, which is a PYQ on GST. If you know it, post it in the comment section. Post the answer rather. MCQ 2 based on what we have read related to GST Council. And again, all the points which is there, we have discussed them all. You should know the answer. If you know the answer, post it in the comment section. And the last question of the day, consider the following statement about ITC under GST. And again, we have discussed this. So you should know this. But this is a tricky question. Even if you're getting it wrong, don't worry too much about it. And yes, sir, please understand one thing. You know, if you like this video, like it, share it, comment on it, subscribe on it, because it's all about demand and supply. If you want more of me, more of my videos, you will see more of me. So I hope you understand. Videos have to be like, if you like it, if you feel like I have contributed even 1% to your knowledge, show it. And if you want to see more of me, show it by liking, sharing, subscribing, and spread the reach of this video as much as possible. A humble request to you, because this will help us a lot. This will give us more impetus to make more informative videos for you people. For you awesome people. I will share this particular PDF along with the answer of these 3 MCQs, 1 PYQ, 2 MCQ in my Telegram channel, Fun Study with Shubh, because study should be fun. Also, sir and ma'am, if you are preparing for UPSC 2026 diligently, you need any kind of help, assistance in any way, you want to streamline your preparation, you can join our morning batch 2026 class, and you can use my code SHS Live to get maximum discount. Easy refund. This is actually a very, like many people say it, they don't explicitly write it. We at Study IQ IS, we are explicitly writing it, that if you have any issues, we will initiate refund for you. There's so many things here. We have initiated scholarship and so many things. It's all like each and every rupee of yours will be worth it if you join this course, if you want to streamline your preparation, if you have any doubt related to UPSC 2026, And how to join it? If you have watched my earlier videos, I think you know it. If you're watching me for the first time, the process is this. You will go to studyiq.com. You can also download our Study IQ app from Google Play Store for free, and from there also you can join our course. So here, this is English language. So in all languages, you will go to English, and here you will join the 2026 batch. If you are preparing for next year, that is 2026 morning batch. The sale is ending on 30th June. You can see the price here. Price will differ somewhat here and there, but if you use my code, you will get a lot of discount. So this is the price, 31,999. Course, even though you will be giving it in 2026, the course is valid for 3 years, 36 months. And that's actually a big amount of time, big chunk of time for you to do the revision. So again, if you have any queries related to this course, you can call on this number. You can see it 9240231070, and you will get live classes. If you miss those live classes or you want to watch it again, you can watch it again any number of times for next 3 years. Lecture notes, one-to-one mentorship. I keep on telling people about this mentorship, how it is underrated. Sometimes we need someone to vent our feelings. And residential program means residential program MRP, which is going on right now for those people who have cleared pre and you would love to be in this esteemed company, because everybody who has cleared pre, UPSC pre, one of the toughest exam in the world, is with each other, and they are helping each other out in clearing mains as well as interview, all the hurdles. Interview guidance program, because this is P2I, prelims to interview, selection box, all these things are there. And how to reduce the price? You will go to add promo code, you will enter my promo code SHS Live, you will press on apply. See, the price has reduced by 7,000. So that's how you will join this course, sir and ma'am. And again, coming back to input tax credit and GST Council and how they vote and everything, if you understood it, you can share your views in the comment section. Like, share, subscribe, and expand the reach of this video as much as possible if you want to see more of me. So that's it from me, sir and ma'am. I will see you people again. Take care, be blessed. Tata, bye-bye.